Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Nahmaduhu wa nasta'inuhu wa nastaghfiruh wa na'udzu billahi min shururi anfusina wa min sayyiati a'malina. May yahdihillahu fala mudhillalah wa may yudlilhu fala hadiyalah. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wahdahu la syarikalah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala ali Muhammad kama sallaita ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim wa barik ala Muhammad wa ala ali Muhammad kama barakta ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim fil alamin innaka Hamidum Majid. All praises be to Allah. We praise Him. We ask for His help. We ask for His forgiveness. We seek refuge with Allah from the wickedness of ourselves and the badness of our deeds. I bear witness there's no God except Allah. Only Him, no associate for Him. And I bear witness that Muhammad is His messenger and His servant. Oh Allah, give good prayer upon Muhammad and the family of Muhammad, as you have give to Abraham and the family of Abraham. Oh Allah, bless upon Muhammad and the family of Muhammad, as you have blessed upon Abraham and the family of Abraham. Verily, you are most worthy of praising and abundant in gift. Today, inshallah, we will continue with our topic, honoring knowledge, and we come to the fifth summarization. Fifth summary. The last time, the last one that we took, the fourth summary, was about you have to divert or to give your determination in learning to the knowledge of Quran and Sunnah from the start. That's why we can see that in the Arab country, most of them will send their small children to memorize Quran and Sunnah from the start. And after that, they will go into whatever knowledge that they want to learn after that. So today we will go into the fifth summary. The fifth summary. Al-Maqidu Khamisu. The fifth summary. Sulukul Jaddati al-Musilati ilayhi. Going or taking the path or the road that will connect to the knowledge, that will make you arrive to the knowledge. Likulli matlubin tariqun yusilu ilayhi. For every quest, everything that you want, there's a road that will arrive you or make you arrive to it. Faman salaka jadata matlubihi awqafathu alayhi. Whoever take the path of his quest, the path will make him will end him to the thing that he want to he of his quest. Waman adala anha lam yazfar bimatlubihi. Whoever divert or going the other way from the path of his quest, he will not achieve his quest. Wa inna lil ilmi tariqan, and for knowledge there's a road. Whoever miss it, man akhta'aha, whoever miss the road, dhalla, he will be misguided. Walam yanal lil maqsudi, maqsuda, and will not get his goal. His goal. Wa rubbama asaba faidatan qalilatan ma'a ta'abin kathiratin, and maybe he will get a little benefit with abundance of tiredness or labor. Means that giving many effort but just get small, you will get small benefit from the knowledge. وقد ذكر هذا الطريق bilafzin jami'in mani'in Muhammad al-Murtada, Muhammad Murtada bin Muhammad az-Zabidi, sahibu Tajul Arus, fi manzumatin lahu tusamma Alfiyat as-Sanadi yaqulu fiha. So it means that if you want to get the knowledge, you have to go to the path that will lead you to the knowledge. So here he said that the path for knowledge, this path for getting the knowledge, to achieve the knowledge, was mentioned with combined with combined words, or lafzin jami. In Arabic, when you say the word definition for something, they say jami' jami' mani. Jami' means that complete, or say or actually taking to all of it, but mani'in, that stopping others to come into it. It's like when you give a definition, normally in Arabic, when you give definition for anything, they want the words that you use must be jami'in, means that everything that concerning that things that you are talking about must enter into that definition, and anything that outside from it will not enter into the definition. So the road of getting or achieving the knowledge is actually being said, being given in a complete preventive text, words, by Muhammad Murtada bin Muhammad az-Zabidi. Is one of the scholars, actually Sahibut Tajul Arus. He was the author of Tajul Arus. Tajul Arus is actually a book or a dictionary, Arabic dictionary. Arabic, not Arabic English or Arabic Malay, but Arabic. There are few Arabic dictionaries that must be acquired by a student. One of it is actually this dictionary, Tajul Arus. It's not that one in one volume. It's actually big volume, few volume of it. So he is an author of that, that dictionary. So Muhammad Murtada, he said in his poem that being called Alfiyat as-Sanadi, Alfiyah as-Sanad, 1,000 concerning of Sanad, 1,000 words concerning Sanad, means that concerning about knowledge. So, yaqulu fiha, he said in that poem, kama hawal ghayata fi alfi sanah syakhsun fakhuz min kulli fannin ahsanah bihifzi matnin jami'in lirajihi ta'khuduhu ala mufidin nasihi. Fama hawal ghayata, will not gather the goal or the whatever the thing that you want in 1,000 years. A person, it means that a person cannot gather everything that he want within 1,000 years. You cannot gather everything. So fakhud min kulli fannin ahsana, then take from every art, every knowledge, the best of it, the best of the knowledge. You don't have to go through everything, he said. Just take whatever is actually the best from among the knowledge. And the way is actually, he said, bihifzi matnin, by memorizing text that actually gathering, text that gather lirajihi, the predominant, the most the strongest opinion, the strongest words. Means that by memorizing text, the matan in Arabic is actually every book, every knowledge, there's a text, the original text by the author. So they being called matan. If you make from the matan, you give the you say explanation, you call sharh. The original one matan. The after that, whoever want to try to let's say explain it, and the second book will be called sharh. even the text of the hadith, the text of the whatever being recalled from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam is called matanul hadith, text of the hadith. So by memorizing text that is gathering for the most predominant opinion, the most predominant, or the most powerful, or the predominant opinion from that knowledge, ta'khuduhu ala mufidin nasihin, that you took it from a beneficial person that is actually advising, means that from a teacher that is actually benefited from the knowledge, and he actually want you to get the same thing that he get. So here the author the author of the Tajul Arus, Muhammad Murtada, giving the way to learn, means that if you want to learn anything, you don't have to go to everything, because you will not gather gather all of it, even though you've been given 1,000 years of lifespan. You cannot gather everything. So you must take from every knowledge, every art, every knowledge, what is the best of it. And the way is by memorizing the text of that knowledge that is actually gathering for the most of the predominant opinion in that knowledge, that you took it from a beneficial person, it is the teacher, that is actually nasihin, that advise you, is sincere, want to get advice to you. Fatariqul ilmi wajadatuhu mabniyatun ala amrayn. So the road of knowledge and its path built upon two things, from what we read from the poem of Muhammad Murtada. The way of the knowledge is actually on its path being built upon two things. Man akhadha bihima kana mu'azziman lil ilmi. Whoever took both of it, he is actually respecting the knowledge. لأنه يطلبه من حيث يمكن الوصول إليه. Because he is actually searching for the knowledge from where that he can arrive to the knowledge. Means that you want to go to the market, you want to buy something, that you want to buy a fish, so you go to the market. It's actually that's the right thing. You don't go to the carpenter to buy the fish. So when you want something, you have to take the exact road, the exact path that will make it will make you arrive to your goal or to your quest. So here he's saying that when you want to learn, you want to get the knowledge, you actually have to go to two things by what we read from the poem of Muhammad Murtada. Fa'amal amrul awwalu, the first of it, the first matter, fahifdhu matnin jami'in lirajihi, it is actually memorizing the text that gather the predominant of that knowledge. Fala buddha min hifzin, there's no other way than memorizing. Wa man zanna annahu yanalu al-ilma bila hifzin fa innahu yatlubu muhalan. And whoever thought that he can achieve knowledge without memorizing, then he is actually searching for an impossible. Something is actually not in this world. Something that actually not exist. Because you want a knowledge, you don't want to memorize. This is the thing that happened when we try to open the classes on Arabic knowledge, Arabic language, or in any other knowledge. So such as the Arabic language, those who enter the class, they have the thought that they can achieve the knowledge without memorizing. So some of the classes being advertised, like once before I did met some of them, the classes. The teacher said that you enter my class, you don't have to memorize anything. You don't have to read. You don't have to memorize. Just enter the class and you will get the knowledge within 6 hours or within 12 session without memorizing. Something that is actually impossible. But many of many of teachers or the one who teach Arabic for understanding Quran, Arabic for talking, they said that those who enter his class doesn't have to memorize anything. So those who actually want to enter the class happily from the start was happy. They say, we can know the Quran, we can know the knowledge without memorizing anything. This is actually something that ridiculous, because the language is not yours from the start. You want to learn Chinese, but you don't want to memorize its vocabulary, the vocab, the words. It's something that is actually not possible, impossible at all, not possible at all. Okay, so whoever he said that thought that he will achieve or he will get the knowledge without memorizing, then he is actually searching for something that is impossible. Wal mahfuzul muawwal alayhi, and the text or the dependent prevision, means that the text that you want to memorize is actually the text that is gathering all of the most predominant opinion in that knowledge. Al-mu'tamad inda ahli al-fanni, that is actually approved by the men, the people inside that knowledge. Means that if you want to learn hadith, so what is the dominant predominant text for them, for starting from Bukhari and Muslim? You have to know what is the most approved by those who actually inside the knowledge. You want to learn fiqh, so what is the text that you have to know, you have to learn, you have to memorize. You cannot say that I don't want to memorize, because this is the way for you to get the knowledge. If you don't want to memorize and you actually thinking that you can get the knowledge, then you are actually in somewhere else, not in this, not actually setting foot in the reality. You actually hallucinating things that essentially cannot be achieved. So, but the text must be whatever that is actually approved by the people of the knowledge. Means in tafsir, in tafsir or the explanation of Quran, from those people who actually teaching or from the text that is actually approved by those who actually mufassirin, fiqh, like that. Everything is the same. Not the same can be done, can be said as for whoever learn about medicine, medic, whoever take about to become a doctor, you have to learn the text, the textbook that approved by all the doctors or the teachers. That's the thing. You have to know about that. The name for every bone inside your body. You cannot say that I created a new one. You have to memorize from whatever being approved by them, by people of the knowledge. And that's the first thing. Wa amal amru thani, and the second things is actually fa'akhduhu ala mufidin nasihin. You have to take that knowledge from a beneficial, a person that benefit from the knowledge, then actually nasihin, advising you, that is actually sincere in advising you. Fatafazza'a ila shaykhin. Fatafza'a ila shaykhin. Fatafza'a ila shaykhin tatafahamu anhu ma'aniyahu. You have to go to a teacher that will make you understand, that you will understand from him its meaning of the text. Yattasifu, that and the teacher yattasifu bihadaini wasfaini, must have the two things, two character with these two character. You say mufidin nasihin. Awwaluhuma al-ifadatu. The first of it is actually al-ifadah, means that the teacher must be somebody who is actually really benefiting from that knowledge. Wahiyal ahliyatu fil ilmi. That is actually the scholars, means scholarship, means that the person is actually known as scholar of that knowledge. فَيَكُونُ مِمَّنْ عُرِفَ بِطَلَبِ الْعِلْمِ. So it from, you have to acquire it from the person that is actually known by with searching the knowledge. وَتَلَقِيهِ حَتَّى أَدْرَكَ. And you have, and he actually learn the knowledge until he get all the knowledge. فَصَارَتْ لَهُ مَلَكَةٌ قَوِيَّةٌ فِيهِ. So the teacher is actually have the strong or powerful capability inside the knowledge. He have that time. That's why we know this person expert in what. Sometimes I did ask a few of students when they go and want to learn from a teacher, what do you want to learn from them? If you just say, I want to learn Sunnah, then I will say, what is really you actually learning from him? Is it Aqidah, mean beliefs, or Ibadah, mean fiqh, or the meaning of Al-Quran? You have to know what you want to get from the teacher. Because everyone, like it's being said by Muhammad Murtada, you cannot achieve everything even though you will given 1,000 years of your lifespan. So you have to take the knowledge, to master the knowledge from what angle that you actually can get it. You don't ever go into everything. You learn everything, but you don't expert yourself in everything. This is the way that when I was in Yemen, when learning, actually when some of my friends asked about how to get many knowledge, I said to them, you have to master one of the knowledge. Means that either you take the tafsir or you take the fiqh. You have to master one from among all the knowledge. You learn everything, but you have master in one thing. That's why even every scholars in Islam being known, such as Ahmad bin Hanbal, he is known as the narrator of the hadith, Al-Bukhari, Muslim. Some of them is actually known as the mufassir, like Qatadah bin Da'amah as-Sadusi or Mujahid bin Jabr, known as the one the explainer of the Quran. Ibn Abbas, even among the companion of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, they actually have the expertise in one of the knowledge of Islam. They know as general, they knew as the general knowledge, but expert in one of it. So when you want to learn about knowledge, you have to go to the person that is actually known to be renowned as the renowned scholar in that knowledge. When you go to the Arab country, you actually, such as you want to learn the hadith, before a student will go to Sheikh Nasruddin Albani rahimahullah. You want to learn about fiqh, you go to Sheikh Ibn Saimin rahimahullah. You have to know who is actually the scholar is that is actually expert in that knowledge. You have to take it from them, take from those people as in expertise. And to gain the knowledge, you have to go to the person that is actually known to have that knowledge. Wal aslu fi hada, and the origin of this saying, when you say that you have to take the knowledge from the person that is actually known for that knowledge. Ma akhrajahu Abu Daud fi sunanihi, what being narrated by Abu Daud in his Sunan, his book Sunan Abi Daud, bisnadin qawiyyin, by with a chain narration that is actually strong, from Ibn Abbas radhiyallahu anhu, and Nabiyya, that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam qala, he said, tasma'una wa yasma'u minkum wa yasma'u mimman yasma'u minkum wa yasma'u mimman yasma'u minkum. Tasma'una, you are hearing now, actually from me, and it will be heard from all of you. Means that this knowledge that I give you, will be heard by those who hearing from all of you. Wa yasma'u mimma yasma'u minkum, and the knowledge will be heard by whoever hearing from those who heard from you. Means that the Prophet ﷺ teach them. So the companion memorizing it from the Prophet ﷺ. And the companion teach it to whoever come after them, learning from them. And the knowledge will be heard from those who hear from the companion of Prophet ﷺ. That's the way the knowledge being passed down from one to another by hearing, by listening. وَالْإِبْرَةُ بِعُمُومِ الْخِطَابِ. And actually, whatever we want to benefit from this hadith is by the general saying by the Prophet ﷺ. لَا بِخُصُوصِ مُخَاطَبَةِ, not by the specific reason why the Prophet say that saying. فَلَا يَزَالُ مِنْ مَعَالِمِ الْعِلْمِ فِي هَذِهِ الْأُمَّةِ أَنْ يَأْخُذَ الْخَالِفُ عَنِ السَّالِفِ. And actually, it's being continuously from the sign of from the what you say as the sign or the known character of this ummah Muhammad, the ummah, the nation of Muhammad SAW, nation of Islam, that whoever come after will take from the who precede them. Means that the knowledge must be passed down from the first one to the second one. The second one will take from the first one, and after that the third one will take from the second one. Continuously, the knowledge is being passed down like that. So when we learn about the knowledge, then we go to the most benefiting person or scholar in certain knowledge. We go to them because they actually heard from whoever passed. Those who actually have passed, been hearing from before them. So we coming into that chain to take the knowledge from whoever before us, so that we can gather the knowledge exactly like what being said before, what being taught before. Okay. That's the first character, the character of the teacher. Ammal wasfu thani fahuwa nasihatu. Then and actually the second character of the teacher, of the sheikh that you take from him the knowledge, fahuwa nasihatu, advising or sincerity. Watajma'u ma'nayain ithnain. Then actually the word nasiha combining two meaning. Ahaduhuma, one of it, salahiyatu shaykhi liqtida'i bihi. The acceptable, the goodness of the sheikh to be followed. Means that you want to follow him. The sheikh or the teacher must be a person that is actually in good manners, in good state, to be followed. Wal ihtida bihadihi wa dallihi wa samtihi. And also you want to get the guidance by his guide and his character and his guidance. The person must be acceptable to be followed. This is one thing that in our time right now, sometimes when a person want to learn knowledge and even happen knowledge about knowing Allah, we found that most of the people that actually want to learn about Allah, want to know his God, and saying that you want to be sincere to his God, but when selecting teachers to teach them, they don't ever look at that two character. The first one is actually the most renowned scholar about that, about the knowledge of Aqidah. And second thing is actually about the character of the teacher. Sometimes the teacher is actually not supposed to be followed, not doing prayers, but the student will say that our teacher is the saint of Allah, a saint of Allah, even though by character is totally out. So the first thing that the student, when they want to learn, they have to make sure that the teacher that they want to follow or to take knowledge from them, from the teacher. The teacher must be a person that is actually acceptable to be followed in his character, in his manners. Not just take a teacher, any teacher. No, you have to be selective, because if you don't select your teacher or your guru or your sheikh correctly, maybe you after that, you will be disappointed with his character, and after that you left and doesn't continue with the knowledge. You don't continue with learning after that, because you're disappointed by the manners of the teacher or the guru or the ustaz. So that's why you have to be selective. Pick carefully and say that, and look at whether the teacher or the sheikh that you want to get the benefit of the knowledge from them, either faith or tafsir or anything, must be a person acceptable to be followed from his manners and character. Okay, that's the first one. Wal akharu, and when you say about a second one, about the second thing, the other character, nasihah, second meaning is actually ma'rifatuhu bi tariqati ta'lim. His knowledge, the teacher's knowledge about ways of teaching. He knows how to teach. Bihaythu yuhsinu ta'lim al-muta'allimi. Where he is actually good in teaching whoever want to the students want knowledge from him. He know how to teach them. Wa ya'rifu ma yasluhu lahu wa ma yadurruhu. He know whatever is actually good for the student, what the student, and whatever is actually harming, will be harm for the student. Wafqa tarbiyati al-ilmiyati allati dzakaraha Syatibi fi muwafaqat. As being said, as the education or teaching, the education or teaching that being mentioned by Imam Ash-Shatibi fi muwafaqat. In this book, Al-Muwafaqat, Syatibi did mention about tarbiyah al-ilmiyah, means that nurturing knowledge, nurturing knowledge, being said by Syatibi in his book, and tarbiyah ilmiyah. Okay. You see here, the Imam Shatibi is the one known as the author of Matan Shatibi in recitation of Al-Quran, but he also known as the author of the book of Muwafaqat. Muwafaqat, that is actually a book that talking about the maqasid al-syariah, maqasid al-syariah, maqasid of the syariah, the goals, or the goal of the syariah, what is really want to be achieved by the syariah. So in his book, and the book actually in Matan Syatibi, in his book Muwafaqat, he actually mentioned about the nurturing knowledge, when you want to teach knowledge, you have to follow a few guidance. So in his book, he said that Okay, he actually mentioned about the way that why when the teacher want to teach knowledge, he have to have that few character in himself, like patient, be patient about the student, doesn't force the student to do something that more than his capability. If the teacher is actually forcing everything, then the student will break and left about the knowledge. And also the teacher must have we say when giving advice to the student to memorize something, he must start from the capability of the student, from the smallest thing, then the hardest after that. So that's why when we learn, we in the learning religion, when we learn hadith, normally our teacher will start with us from the memorizing the 40 hadith of Imam Nawawi, Arba'in Nawawiyah. We memorize it. Then after that, Bulughul Maram, about the hadith concerning rulings in fiqh. So the knowledge must be step by step. So the teacher must know when he want to teach the student, even though he have the knowledge, if he doesn't have the capability to teach, then that's the second thing. So when we want to learn from the teacher must have, the first one is actually we say the first one is actually Mufid, means that he actually known as the scholar of that knowledge. The second one is actually Nasih, means that the teacher is good to be followed by character and manners. And second one is actually the teacher have the good manners in teaching the knowledge. He have to know how to teach knowledge, because if he doesn't have he doesn't know how to teach, the knowledge is just for him, not for others. And the student also will not benefit thoroughly in good manners from the teacher if the teacher doesn't know how to teach. So here when we take here, so when we want to learn knowledge, two things that we must have, he say here, means that memorizing the text, and secondly knowing the text from a good teacher. Okay, Alhamdulillah, that's our topic today. Inshallah, we try to look at question if there's any question. Alhamdulillah, there's no question. So actually today I didn't come to the site of our Al-Khadim because I'm getting my second dose of vaccination. So I'm going now to the place to take my second vaccination. May Allah Ta'ala. Assalamualaikum Ustaz. In memorizing Al-Quran, should we start from Al-Baqarah or any surah or there is any priority in Sunnah which surah to start from? And are we a sinner to not memorizing the Quran? Okay, this question here. Okay, in memorizing Quran, the way memorizing the Quran, you actually there's no exact way or no exact surah what you should start with. Actually, like that, there's no which surah we have to start from it. Normally when we are small, our recitation will start from Ad-Duha until An-Nas. We say the most shortest surah in the Quran, we start from it. But when our friend before, when they actually want to learn Islam in Egypt, in Azhar, the syllabus of the university is actually starting from Al-Baqarah. So most of our students actually being encouraged to memorize Quran from the start, from the longest surah, Al-Baqarah, Al-Imran, because there is actually the rulings or the ahkam, means that whatever concerning halal and haram is actually inside the Al-Baqarah. If you start memorizing Quran from the back, the short surah, most of it is actually Makkiyah and it relate to the topic of akidah. So you when you where you go to learn, actually where you go to learn the knowledge, if you go to Egypt, they will start from the start. If you go to other countries, some of them will teach you to memorize Quran from the back, from three juzu, the last juzu of Quran, 20, 29, 28, 29, and 30. They will take from the back, and when adding, they will take three. That's what when we was in Yemen. But in our friend in when they learn in Egypt, in Al-Azhar, most of them will start to memorize the Quran from the front, from Al-Baqarah, because that is the things that will concern them in hukum, in rulings of halal and haram and everything. Because Al-Baqarah is the longest surah, and inside as Al-Baqarah is actually like a city of Al-Quran, being called Al-Baqarah as the city of Al-Quran. For me, in memorizing Quran, even Al-Baqarah, if you know the way, you know the technique, that is you have to take every in the surah Al-Baqarah, you know the segment of the surah, means that from this ayah to this ayah, what is the story inside that. You can memorize Al-Baqarah correctly, but when you just memorizing it without knowing, then you will forget it, actually easily forget the Quran. And are we a sinner if we not memorizing Quran? Not a sinner, inshallah, not a sinner. But the effort that you have to do when you learn about Islam, you have to have the Quran inside yourself. You have to memorize few surah, at least the 30th juzuk of Al-Quran, from Amma until An-Nas, at least. Not saying because it is impossible for a person to become a scholar or to master the knowledge without memorizing anything and the text. It happened once before. There's this gathering for students from the Middle East, was held in Malaysia, and I was inside that gathering. So the title or the tagline for the meeting is young scholars as the backup for the old one. Means that they want to nurture all the students to become scholars. But the thing is, actually I did stand up and ask them, the tagline is good, but I want to ask, how many of us here inside this gathering memorizing the ahadith ahkam, the hadith, because you want to say the ruling of Islam. If you don't know the text from the Quran or the Sunnah, then how can you say that this is from Quran and Sunnah? You can say that my teacher said it, say something like that, but you cannot ever say that this is from Allah and from the Rasul. So in that gathering, I just sparked something that didn't be that all of us at that time didn't thought about it. You said you want to be a scholar of Islam, but you don't memorize the text of Islam, the Quran and Sunnah. Then actually it's impossible for you not to know the text. Is impossible for you to say that you want to master the topic. Like when we teach about faraid, about the way of inheritance in Islam, if you don't memorize the word the ayah 11, 12 and 176 of Surah An-Nisa, you cannot know the rulings, because the ruling is there inside that ayah. If you don't know the about wudu, you don't know the text from the Quran about wudu, in Surah Al-Ma'idah verse number 6, you don't know the ayah, then how can you say that the ruling is like this and that? So memorizing whatever is actually important for you from that topic from the Quran is actually is a must. You cannot say that I don't want to know, or I think that I can gather knowledge without memorizing. It's actually impossible. If you want to be a layman, a common person that doesn't know the rulings and doesn't talk about the rulings, yes, sure, you don't have to memorize the Quran intensively or more many of the ayah. But when you say that you are learning Islam, so the rulings that you say about the things that you say about the knowledge must be backed up by the dalil, either Quran or Sunnah, or the saying of the scholars. So Ustaz, how do we advise others who are learning from scholars or teachers that don't follow the correct teaching from Quran and Sunnah? Firstly, when we want to advise them, that person that we want to advise must have the true understanding about Islam is actually whatever being brought to us by the Prophet SAW. Islam is not a religion of tradition. Not traditionally we do this. Also the Prophet, whatever being taught by the Prophet must follow our tradition. Is something that must not actually come into the mind of those people. If they from the start cannot understand that Islam is actually what being said by Allah in the Quran or being taught by the Prophet in the Sunnah, if they cannot grasp that actually fundamental, then we cannot teach them anything. Because Islam is not ours to say or to give opinion without coming back to Allah and the Rasul. That's the first thing. The person must have that understanding. And secondly, we have to say that to those people, if you wrongly eat something, you know, when we in Malay, in Malaysia, we do hear when people is actually using black magic in foods. They're selling food to make the food become actually loved by people. Some of them use black magic. Some of them put underwear inside the cauldron when they cook, or put something. It's actually filthy, dirty, but from that point the shaitan will help them and make the food become lovable by others. So when we actually say to them, when we hear about a person selling things that is dirty, and we told the person that thing is actually dirty, the people will stop eating from that restaurant, from that place. Nobody will go there to eat. This is the thing. People will stop going to eat at certain places when we say that that place is dirty. But the problem is when we say a teacher or an ustaz or the guru is actually not following the Prophet SAW, or giving knowledge that is actually false, not known as being the taught by the Prophet SAW. Most of our people in Malaysia doesn't care about it. They will say that the person is good. Why should you be envy with them? Don't be envy with those teachers, even though clearly the teachers is teaching wrong knowledge about Islam. So we want to say to them, if you wrongly eat something from any restaurant, maybe you can feel loved. You love the food. Or you wrongly eat something, then your stomach will have problem. But when taking knowledge is more actually more dangerous if you take the knowledge from a person that is actually not really conveying the truth from Islam. That's the thing. You can wrongly eat and something happened to you, but don't ever wrongly take the knowledge from those who actually not giving the right knowledge. That is the fundamental of this topic. But from the start, if the person doesn't have any care in his mind about the prophets, the position of the Prophet SAW, or the position of the Quran in his life, then you cannot teach anything to them. Everything you say will not be followed. That is the thing. So you have to actually enforce in them the importance of following the Prophet SAW, because Allah Ta'ala said in the Quran, in Surah Al-Imran, verse number 31. Allah said, "Qul in kuntum tuhibbunallah fattabi'uni." Say, O Muhammad, if you all love Allah, then follow me. Yuhibbukumullah, then Allah Ta'ala will love you. Wa yaghfir lakum dhunubakum, Allah Ta'ala will forgive you your sin. Allahu Ghafurur Rahim, Allah Ta'ala is most forgiving and also most loving. So in that ayat, clearly that if you don't follow the Prophet ﷺ, Allah Ta'ala will not love you. The love will only come to you from Allah Ta'ala when you follow the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. That is the fundamental of things, that if a person doesn't have that knowledge, that understanding, you cannot teach them anything. Even though the teacher saying against what the Prophet ﷺ taught us, they will still going to the teacher if they don't have that understanding. Okay. Wallahilham. So inshallah we stop here because I have to go to take my vaccination shot. May Allah Ta'ala protect us, all of us, from this pandemic or epidemic or anything that's actually roaming the world right now. So may Allah Ta'ala give health to everybody, our loved one, to ourselves. Wallahu a'lam. Wa sallallahu ala sayyidina Muhammad. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Subhanaka hamdika, asyhadu an la ilaha illa anta, astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.